Three, two, one, go.
Good evening, lads and lasses, tonight. Because for once I am happy reviewing a movie because we're going to watch something that's actually good. Well, in other words, we actually watched something that's good for once. That being The Mask with Jim Carrey in it, a movie that I love to this day and praise for being one of the best comedies I've ever watched. What's there much more to say? Well, we'll talk about it in a bit, but for now I'll leave it to Bonsert.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was I was at the back, and then this really big rat showed up, and now I am putting on my headphones because
Ah yes, of course.
that's
And
totally how that works.
last time you were attacking me for being unprofessional.
Yes, and I will again.
Look at me, I'm Bonsert. Yeah, I'm so professional, but I don't even have my headphones on at the right time.
Yeah.
What are you doing now? Stretching?
I'm looking for the plug. What the hell? Okay.
You better elaborate what kind of plug.
Just a moment. I need light.
You heard it. You heard it here, folks. We don't know what kind of plug it is. It's all up to imagination.
All right, there it is. Okay, now it should work.
Professionals.
Yes.
You can clearly tell.
Very professional. Professional. Yes.
Exactly.
So,
Now
we're gonna-
it's your turn to talk.
Yes. What movie were we talking about again?
It's The Mask, you bastard. You can't forget this one.
Oh, yes, that's right. The Mask with Tim Carrey.
Yes, Tim, of course. Tim, right next to Tim Scurry, you know? No, Jim Scurry, my mistake.
Jim Carrey, right? Now I'm
Yeah,
saying
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey. God, I don't know. For some reason, I want to call him Tim, but there is no Tim. Is there a Tim Carrey? No, there isn't.
I don't know. Maybe he's got a brother. I don't know. Shall we pull out the magical keyboard again and look it up?
Yeah. Well, we totally can. I'm sure there's one beneath a room with a couch here somewhere. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this movie. I have not seen it for 20 years, but I enjoyed seeing it again after all that time.
Yeah, it's good. Also, just to elaborate on the Tim Carrey point, yes, there actually was a Timothy Carey.
He was in the. I saw a movie with him recently.
No, not recently. How? The man died in 1994. Wait a minute. Wait.
He was in the Shadow film.
Wait. He died in 1994. That's when The Mask got released.
Wait, what actor am I thinking about?
Well, but this guy is from 1929.
No, I'm thinking about Tim Curry.
Yeah, Tim Curry is in Pennywise, or
Yes.
in the miniseries.
No, I am not. That's a different actor, Tim Curry. That is who I had in my mind all this time.
Yeah.
But he was in The Shadow, and so that was the movie I also saw him in.
I love how we compliment this movie and then just completely go in a different direction, not talking about it. You know.
Yes. Well, I mean, the thing with like movies like this, right? They are like there's very little I can really fault this film on. Sure, it has
Then let's go compliment it. Why fault it?
I mean, it has some 90 cliches like and the love plot. It's a movie that could not be made today.
Yes.
In the current cultural climate. Because the Mask has some he's based on, I think the character is called Tex Avery.
Yeah. Basically, there's a lot of dog whistling at women. Is it dog whistling or wolf whistling?
Wolf whistling.
Wolf
in this
whistling,
particular case, it would be.
It's not meant to be taken seriously. It's all in a cartoonish over-the-top way, but people nowadays still would be
Oh
offended
no,
by
the,
that.
the, the movie clearly emphasizes that the character of the Mask is a, well, not a misogynist is not the
Well,
right
no.
word, but chauvinistic, I think.
Well, he's the typical, like, he's the 20s ladies man, you know?
He's a pervert,
Pretty
kinda.
much. For today's standards, he's a
Yeah.
pervert.
No, I think the movie also agrees that he's a pervert. I
Most
mean,
likely,
it's
but mhm.
the character of Sandra Bullock, I forgot what her name was. The love interest is clearly freaked out by the mask, which I
Yes.
guess should take us into the movie proper, which is about a character called Stanley Ipkiss. I forgot what Ipkiss means. There was something about that name that I forgot. There's a meaning behind it.
Shall I look it up again?
Yeah, sure. But yeah, what can we say about him? Yeah, he's a kind of a he works for a bank. He's a bit of a klutz. A bit low on the self-esteem, like not embarrassingly like the characters you have like in the 2000s. But yeah, he's a bit uncertain, has a bit of an issue with the ladies, and yeah, where shall we go? He one day he finds the mysterious mask that turns him into, I guess you can call him a avatar of the god Loki. Um,
Well, more, well, yes, but the mask, um, it adapts itself to the wearer, to the
yes.
deepest desires of the wearer. But while we're at it, regarding Ipkiss. So the name Ipkiss was spawned by the ancient Anglo-Saxon culture that ruled a majority of Britain. It comes from the son of Herbert in the 12th and 13th centuries. The most common patronymic names included the words Filius, which meant son. Also, which is interesting, when I looked this up, Ipkiss name meaning, people also ask, how does Stanley Ipkiss die? And now, don't worry, this is not a spoiler to the movie because this isn't in the movie. This is, I think, related to the comic book series or
Yeah.
the cartoon, which we'll
No,
get
not
into
the
later.
cartoon. I know the cartoon, and that's
Yes, yeah.
that's. I thought it was funny, but that it's typically 90s fare.
Yeah, but basically just to say how does he die? After stealing the mask from his girlfriend Kathy one night, he goes on a bloodthirsty rampage, ultimately killing nearly a dozen police officers. Deciding to flee the city, Stanley takes off the mask before packing, but he is shot dead by Kathy herself wearing the mask.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I have not read the Mask comic book, but he is, I suppose, what you could call an anti-hero. I mean, the movie itself is much more of a musical comedy.
Well,
It
there's
has
two musical scenes, although one of them isn't really a. One of them only includes dancing. The other one actually has singing.
no, well, actually, there is like there you've got like the scene in the Copacabana where
Well, yeah, that's just a dance scene because well, I mean
no, it
this the
starts
main
with a
singer is
musical
singing.
number by Sandra Bullock. Or no?
True. There is that. Well, it's a short musical number just to get like the character
Yeah,
teased
but
on.
still, there was something else that I
Well,
forgot.
the Cuban Pete number. They call me Cuban Pete. I'm the king of the rumba beats, which
Yes,
is a super catchy song. Let's be honest.
yes. But yeah, the mask in the film is a bit of an anti-hero. Like he says, well, I could be fighting crime with these powers, but first, and yeah, then
He goes to get revenge on the
yeah on the
mechanics that
car
did him wrong.
dealership.
Also,
So
just before that, can we take a moment to appreciate the amazing scene with the balloon animals and the dirty
yeah.
condom joke put in there?
Yeah, but there's
Yeah.
also the what is it? The BBD.
Yeah, the BBD,
I
the
forgot what
big
it meant in
business
the
deal.
movie.
Women like a
Yeah,
big business deal, of course.
that was it. That's what women like. Big business deals.
Yeah, that's what BBD stands for, as we all know.
Yeah, but
Wink,
the one with
wink.
the balloon animals in the condom. Yeah, wrong pocket.
Yeah. Wrong pockets. All right.
Yes.
It's so it still makes me laugh after all these years, and there's some things that as a child I haven't noticed that I now
Yeah,
notice, and I just love
exactly.
it even more.
Yeah. There are a lot more like such in the window jokes. But yeah, I mean, when you look at it as a child, you laugh at the slapstick and the over the top jokes and all the visual jokes that are in the movie. As an adult, it's a far more adult oriented thing, and the
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
misogyny, the misogynistic elements about the masked character are far more emphasized.
true.
Um,
But it's a
and
family picture.
it's a family picture that could not be made today,
Yeah, it's one
right?
of those movies. Like nowadays, movies have to be specifically for one group. It's
Like
either for children or for adults. There's no in between anymore. Like with the mask. Like,
everything is sanitized.
yeah,
I,
you
I
could watch this. Like if you had kids, you could watch this movie, and everybody who was there would enjoy it.
yeah.
Most movies nowadays, you can't do that anymore.
Yeah, it's a shame
Or
because
maybe,
you look
well,
at it, and I mean, Pepe Le Pew is now being erased from the upcoming Space Jam movie. Um,
oh, another one.
yeah, apparently they're gonna remake Space Jam, but Pepe Le Pew is
Well,
not
they
allowed to
redid a
be
lot
inside
of
it.
characters from the. What is it? Lola Bunny that they redid because
Yeah,
she used to be this over sexualized rabbit character that they've now dumped down.
of course
So
they have.
yeah, but no. Basically, she's not attractive. Well, she never was attractive, at least to me. Wonder why, but she was meant to be that attractive female character that helped Bugs get himself together or something. Nowadays, she got dumped down in the cartoons, but well, she has a lot more character. I'll give them that. They did dumb
I
her
have
down,
not
but they also
seen
gave her a lot more character.
I have not seen modern iterations of Lola Bunny. I only know her from the original Space Jam movie.
Well, I wouldn't say they're bad. They've done an interesting. They've gone down an interesting route
I,
with her. I would
yeah,
say.
I grew up with the Tiny Toons, like
Yeah,
Animaniacs and Tiny Toons.
same.
That's what that's my formative years, and man, that couldn't be done anymore either. Probably.
Well,
Um,
yeah. People would.
which is some of the best
Some
comedy ever
jokes, I
made.
guess, are just overly sensitive. But I mean, there's some things that still can be done nowadays that have been done back then. Roadrunner, just Bugs Bunny, the main sticks. But like, as you said, as you get into stuff like Pepe the, is it Pepe the Pew? Is that how you pronounce it?
Pepe Le Pew, yeah, I think
Pepe Le Pew,
it's
yeah.
pronounced that way.
Pepe Le
Yeah,
Pew.
I mean, either
Oh.
it's like you've got Rick and Morty, which go all out, and that's purely for adults.
Yeah, but I still see like sometimes like it's not okay for male characters to be these. It shouldn't be okay for them to be these predators like Pepe Le Pew, but I still feel like there's sometimes certain female characters that are done that way, and not as many people are really reacting
I
to
mean,
them.
the Hollywood is completely schizophrenic when it comes to women in film. So
Sadly,
in the end, they go for what they believe sells, and yeah, it's unfortunate because let's talk about the mask in more depth. Like the plot here is it's Stanley Ipkiss. He's an insecure male. He's not he's a bit of a klutz. He's not like dumb or like it's just sort of like
he's
dumb
just
and
your
dumb.
average
He's average.
childish
Yes.
adult.
He's a insecure average guy with a successful career, and then he finds the mask, which turns him into his it. I think the movie refers
Well,
to it.
his true
Yeah,
inner self.
yeah, his it, like the his not socially acceptable side. Let's put it that way. And that
The thing that he is the most inside. That would be the way to put it. Not It's not that it's not socially acceptable. It's just everything he loves expressed completely.
Well, he does not perform social acceptable behavior.
Of course, but he loves cartoons. It's foreshadowed that he's a huge fan of cartoons and
very clear
everything,
where the
and
movie.
it's childish.
I mean, the whole color scheme of the movie is cartoonish. I mean, if you look at this shot,
Like when you look, just look how into what Damien turned when he put the mask on.
Oh yeah.
Later on in the movie,
Yeah,
he was.
I was not. I was not that impressed with Damien as a villain, unfortunately.
Well,
I mean,
but he did a decent job. He's still better than most villains nowadays that don't really have even.
He had a
don't even have an agenda.
clear motivation. When he's basically a gangster who wants to, be Sultan instead of the Sultan. And his boss is onto him, and I think he lost his position.
By the end of the movie, yes.
And
Gesundheit.
yeah.
So, sorry, my German side coming through. Bless you.
He comes at he basically becomes like the main villain. He discovers the powers of the mask due to the journalist who turns him over. Guess you couldn't trust journalists back then either.
No.
Yeah, but I think the villain's animation was a bit on the lazy side. There was this scene where like he's get pumped full of bullets, and then his body absorbs the bullets and then he shoots them back. But it seems like they didn't finish the animation properly, so it's just like this shot of the bullets quickly coming out of his mouth, and then just the bad guys being shot up by that.
Well, I think that's how they would do most shooting scenes in movies back then. Nowadays, you would have it a bit more dynamic.
I freeze-framed on the moment he starts spitting out the bullets, and it looks not right.
Well, I mean, when you freeze frame, many things don't look right.
Yeah,
that's the interesting part
true.
of movies.
You also in the dance scene, and I freeze framed it at some point, and Sandra Bullock's character is completely out of focus for some reason.
Yeah,
while
also,
the mask beside her is completely clear.
But could you have figured it out if it was Jim Carrey dancing there? Could you see
I have not looked that up.
Well, not look it up, but like at least in the freeze frame, have you seen any difference, any major difference?
Well, it's clear that they were working with CGI or something.
Could be.
Or rather, they probably had him dance like in a green screen suit or whatever those are called.
Yeah, something like that.
Had to like animate the dancing sequence afterwards, probably something like that. Because his entire body was in focus, while Sandra Bullock's was like a complete wash. So there was something done there. But the animation overall aged very well.
Indeed.
Because of the cartoonish style they went with. Like everything in this film is like really cartoonish. Like if you look at this shot, like there's this high contrast of red and blue. Like the warm city lights compared to the blue bridge and the car. I have not looked up what car that is. If somebody in the audience knows which one that is, let us know. But
please do. The comments are all yours.
Everything like his Ipkiss's room is like completely with cartoon colors in a kind of a vintage style. So nothing feels out of place. You're not distracted by the difference in the 3D animation and the rest of the environment.
Indeed, and also there is like the first time we enter his room, there is a lot of foreshadowing. Like the moment we get a shot of his room, like the first image is a foreshadow, is something being foreshadowed, to put it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure how to feel about it, but what I noticed right from the start is that the film is rather quick paced. Like it's very effective at like introducing Ipkiss and what his dilemma is right and clear from the start. He's a bit of a doormat, like he's not a moron, just a bit of a doormat, insecure.
Yeah, pushover a bit.
And then when he starts wearing the mask, he becomes more assertive. He's no longer the doormat.
This is really random, and this is a very strange comparison, but I'm kind of pulling threads between the mask in this movie, like just the idea of it, and Joker, all of the sudden.
No, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, now
Because
you
when he
mention
puts
it.
on the mask, he
Well,
basically gets back to everyone who did him wrong.
yeah. Well, I mean, the Joker film, story-wise, wasn't like
It
the
was nowhere near as lighthearted as this year. That's for certain. But it's I think the same concept, just
yeah.
completely different views on it.
Yeah,
What?
no, it is. Well, what I want to say is that like the Joker is not the most original of stories. I mean, it's
Of
purely
course.
the execution, what makes it, what made Joker work for me. As
Yeah,
for
yeah.
story wise, yeah, I mean, it's not like this one. Like it has an okay story, right? But it's
Yeah,
the
but it's a comedy. It
execution.
doesn't have to have a good
No,
story.
but I mean, it's like I said, it's purely like the execution, why you're staying with the film, and
Exactly.
yeah, because also when you I was making the screenshots, like there are, I mean there are a lot of fine shots in the film. But there are also some shots you're like they do a lot of reverse shots, and those seem really uninspired at times, and especially because they do it in various scenes where you see like a side of the head and the shoulder of the one that's being spoken to, and then the actor who's speaking.
All right.
And it's like, okay, it's, I don't know. I noticed this a lot while I was making the screenshots.
No, well,
So,
that's true.
and there are some other shots that I found rather, well, questionable. Like, couldn't they do a
Well,
little bit more,
yeah.
be a little bit
I-
more original with that? But yeah,
Well, the movie is meant to be fast-paced, so they're trying to use these.
yeah.
I wouldn't say visual. Well, I mean, yes, they are visual tricks to some extent, but like when you stop it and you look at it, it's not going to make any sense, or it's not going to be as impressive as with maybe a more slow-paced, deeply thought-through
No,
movie.
I thought the pacing was fine, you know.
Yeah, it was fine indeed, but it is more fast-paced, just in general.
I mean, the first time, like, he holds the mask and he's about to put it on, the movie's like 15 minutes in. You're like, oh, really?
Yeah.
We're already gonna see the mask? No,
Yeah.
then they postpone it a few more minutes.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then you
Also-
get, like, the mask all out.
Yeah,
and
like watching this movie was actually well, it went by really fast when we were watching.
Yeah.
Well, when I was watching League of the Extraordinary Gentlemen, even though I wasn't
God.
really paying attention, it seemed so
it
long.
it just dragged on, and those
Yeah.
action scenes just dragged on and on. And here, no, it has fine pacing. It's interesting what's happening. It's I didn't recall it
Exactly.
being such a musical.
Well, there's
but-
2 musical numbers. Well, 2.5. 2.5.
Yeah, I
It's
feel
still
like
really
I-
good. Like even those, they're very good. They're very well coordinated, and they just sound really nice as well. Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm pretty certain nobody would know of certain songs like, "Hey Pachuco" from the Coco Bongo scene, or "How I Treat." Is it named "How I Treat You" before we have the dance number in Coco Bongo?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think something like "How I Treat You" or "The Way I Treat You." And later Cuban Pete. I'm certain nobody would know Cuban Pete if it wasn't for this movie.
Probably. Well, I mean, the movie. Something that I also noticed that I briefed on is like the number of like movie references to cowboy movies and samba and all those other cultural references.
Yeah. Oh, the cowboy movies. That one scene in the Coco Bongo where
You
he's like
got
trying
me,
to get away and he
partner.
gets shots and he's
Yeah.
you got me, partner.
I love that scene.
Thank you. You love me. You really love me.
American, so I did not notice, but apparently that was a meme of an actress who actually.
Yeah,
did
you
that.
love me. You really love me.
Yeah.
But it's so funny, and then he tries to get off this like the stage, and he's the other direction, and yeah, the pistol gets pointed at his head. Nothing happens. Don't worry. The movie isn't as gory as you might think. When you look at the comic book series.
I mean, apart from the dirty jokes and the
but
clear,
that's not really gory. That's more adult towards adult.
I mean, compared to the comic, this is sanitized. I think the mask is far more violent and gory in the comic, but
exactly.
So it's completely different beast that I don't think really can be compared.
And can we just before we move on, can we just get rid of this right now and here, right here and now, as some would put it? The sequel. Well, I don't want to call it a sequel because it really doesn't do this movie any justice. The Son of the Mask is an abomination that should have never been created. It takes everything this movie has done right, spins it around, spits it 5 times in the face and says "F you" and does its own thing. And we shall never speak of this movie again. I just wanted to take this short bit to politely tell this to politely tell that movie, and this is going to get bleeped.
Okay. Yeah, no, okay, clear. Like I think I've seen it. But that's the one with the baby, right?
Yes, I've seen it as well, and I regret it.
Yeah, I think there's also a third one that's more focused on the dog.
No. But both of those were in the same movie. Both of those were Son of the Mask. But we do not talk of that.
No, I have not seen it, and I have no inclination to watch the sequel.
Don't for your own good.
I mean, when I watched the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, I really thought, my God, I'm wasting my time. I really did.
And you had to watch it 3 times.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm still sorry, but look, it just shows how little both of us cared about that movie.
Yeah.
Because I didn't care enough to even watch it properly.
No, I mean, but yeah, I really had to focus to keep my attention on this one. This one was like nice and quick, going through.
Yeah, it went by like nothing. It was enjoyable. It was fun. Like, it's nice to do some good movies for once.
Yes. And we already have a new guest for the show where we're gonna talk about our next movie.
Let's not foreshadow for now. We've got a lot of guests planned. Well, we've got 2 guests planned.
We're working on it, and
we're working on it. He still needs to invite to tell the second guest about the podcast.
Well, we already have a first guest arranged, and we're
that's nice. That's nice. So the next movie is the next movie is going to be. Can I say which is going to be the next movie?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
All right. So we've agreed to do Metropolis next, a 1920s movie, right? 1921.
I think 1921 from the top of my
head.
Yeah.
I still have to watch it, but it's a really good black and white movie. It's something like The Day the Earth Stood Still, the first movie we did. You can watch that video.
Did we watch it together?
Huh?
I think we watched it together on the Discord. I think you were there as well.
I think no. I sadly wasn't that evening. You were watching it with, was it Asbeth and somebody else? I can't recall properly.
Maybe,
like there were 2 people, but not me. Maybe Mr. Lotus was there.
Maybe it was Mr. Lotus. Who knows?
Yeah. If not, sorry, third person that I've forgotten. But yeah, I haven't watched it, but I'll watch it this week. Maybe this Friday if I have some time. Like I need to have some time. I need to watch it. It's a good movie, and then we'll review it with our guest, which we're not going to reveal just yet because we've got some interesting ideas planned, and I guess this is breaking the 4th wall. Although there's no real 4th wall because we don't stay in character 90% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But we've got some like in-world jokes planned for the intro and all that we've been like wanting to do since the start of these podcasts. But so yeah, look forward to that. And after Metropolis, I think we might go and do Austin Powers next. What do you think?
Austin
Or Naked Gun. So that we have, or do you want to go watch a bad movie? So that it's like old black and white movie, then a bad movie, and then a good movie. Shall we keep that pace?
I don't know. Like, maybe the audience can like recommend like a bad movie. But like,
Well, if you want, we can go and watch The Room.
Oh God, no. I mean,
I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
well, you know, if people want us to talk about those films, maybe we'll make that a Patreon thing, because I want to talk about films that are inspiring. And
Those
also,
are inspiring in the sense as to what not to do.
yeah, they're memes, right?
Yeah.
They're memes.
Well, especially
I-
The Room. Especially
but
The
I-
Room.
I
The League of
rather
the
talk
Extraordinary
about-
Gentleman isn't a meme. It's just bad.
I rather talk about films that people seem to have forgotten, like the Solomon Kane film.
Well, but then we could talk about maybe The Man That Smiled, because we have already
That's
watched
one
that
we
one.
will definitely do. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
let's
because
do
it also
the
inspired
Man
the
That
Joker and
Smiled,
many
yeah.
other. But we're going off topic. Let's go back to this movie, to The Mask.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to talk a bit about the wardrobe of this movie. Well, at least for the for the
That's
character of
your
the Mask.
department.
Yes, that is indeed my department. I am proud of that. And I just want to say, compared to The League of the Extraordinary Gentlemen, this movie did it 50 times better. Like, while I am no big fan of notched lapels on more, like, I guess it can't be seen as a morning coat, what he's wearing. Although the pattern clearly is a morning coat, but it's meant to be a parody or an over-the-top version of, I would say, maybe 1940s to 50s fashion.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, with the wide shoulders and rather wide pants. Not 1980s. That would go too far. But the way it's interesting actually how they did it, because every outfit that Stanley Ipkiss wears with the mask includes some form of, well, morning coat, which is just a tailcoat that actually is buttoned. And they're really, really eccentric in their design. They're very colorful.
Cartoonish.
Cartoonish, yes, exactly. That's the right word. But it's something that would actually have, well, by the right people, it would have been worn. Like, I would have worn those because those are fabulous.
Oh, they're fabulous clothes. Yeah, I would absolutely wear them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
I find it funny, however, that the iconic yellow suit that he's known for, he only wears it in like one scene through the film.
yeah, like, but it's one of the longest mask scenes, pretty much.
Yeah, it's the dance scene, so it's
Yeah, the least impressive suit was probably the one at the end with the double-breasted mafia
with
suit.
the black with white pinstripes.
Yeah. It was a bit stereotypical, but I don't know. I wouldn't say they were running out of budget, but maybe they were just like running out of ideas. Like even the balloon guy animal. How are those people called? The balloon bender, balloon
salesman. I don't know.
Well, he's not just a salesman. He bends them. The performer's outfit, street performer's outfit, was also really good because it fits. It fits, and it also, when he pulls out the Tommy gun, it also fits with that.
Yeah, turning the gun into
Oh
a
yeah,
gun.
the scene that you're looking right now in the freeze frame is the scene with the condom.
Yeah,
Whoops,
I mean,
pocket. It's. But yeah, I am pleasantly surprised with the outfits. For it being the 90s, the ties weren't all too flashy, I have to say as well. So,
I mean, the
yeah.
Ipkiss wore eccentric ties, kind of like
Yeah, well, they
litmus test.
weren't all too eccentric.
No, okay. Well, a few men would wear them.
True, but still you have to be brave enough to do that or bold enough. But I think it makes him stick out even more as this dorkish, cartoony guy, which really fits. And also the way they animated, well, not animated, the way Jim Carrey played him with how he's walking and everything also adds a lot to the character of this
Absolutely.
really, really self-confident guy that lets nothing get to him. Well, he turns into a really confident guy with the mask. Yeah.
Oh,
And it also reminded me a lot.
That's basically Jim Carrey's career. He always plays
Jim Carrey,
Jim Carrey always plays characters like that, like in Dumb
Yeah,
and
well,
Dumber.
not always, but most of the time.
Yeah,
the last performance of him that I remember, that was also not that he had a lot. Well, basically, his last good performance, I would say. Not that it's the only one recently, but like the one that I remember is in the Sonic movie, which I have to say he did do a really good job. But I remember reading this one, like back when it was revealed that he was going to play Eggman, or Robotnik, however you want to put it. I remember a news article, and I couldn't put it any better. Well, he was of course cast for the role because just like Sonic the Hedgehog, his career hasn't really been doing so well since the 90s.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's kind of his own fault because he had this phase where he was not woke, but he was semi-arrogant, I would say.
He is a bit of a well, I don't know. He's a strange character.
He was really like in the 90s. He was really no wait.
But I think he's an anti-vaxxer.
Yeah, he is. He's against the mercury in it, at least. That's what I know.
Yeah, that's something that they don't even put into
anymore because of those people.
Yeah,
but
basically, yeah. They still complain about it.
Yeah. I think he stopped complaining. He also had this really political phase on Twitter for some time, but it's not that he was like this just now, because even when he was like recording Man on the Moon, he was being really difficult to work with. He claimed that the ghost of Andy Kaufman possessed him, or something like that.
What the fuck?
Which I guess he wanted to really enter the mindset of Andy Kaufman, but it reminds me of what Jared Leto did on the set of Suicide Squad.
That, I was thinking about Jared Leto, who also did
the same thing that Jared Leto, or is it Leto did? Leto,
I don't know. I don't.
And he's still playing the Joker in the Snyder Cut, which I will give him another shot because here he looks differently. Here the Joker looks like Jesus for some reason. We've gotten that far. And he even says we live in a society. It's no longer a meme. He literally says we live in a society.
Right. I never really got that reference. What is that a reference to?
It isn't a reference. Some guy just put "we live in a society" next to that one picture of Heath Ledger's Joker standing, and it became a meme. And since then, the line is associated with the Joker, and now it's an actual thing. Which I kind of love Zack Snyder for doing that, but still.
Well,
I'll give the movie a shot because I am a rather big DC fan. I prefer it over Marvel because every Marvel film is the same, and you can fight me on that.
Yeah, I think I prefer the DC universe in a sense, or at least these series.
Well, DC is hit or miss with its movies, but at least they're trying to be original.
Yeah,
with Marvel, they know what works, and they're just constantly doing the thing that works. Yeah. It's a bit boring.
I mean, I love the Batman animated series, but
yes, and I'm looking forward.
Mask, which company is it owned by? Which company?
Which comic?
The Mask.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. You would have to look that up. Just one moment. This is extremely unprofessional of me, but somebody is phoning me. Wait. It's my it's the woman that cleans my apartment. Just one moment. Ugh. Well, not apartment, but just all of them, the state, but yeah. Just give me a moment. Oh, lovely. She just called me to tell she's done with the cleaning. Thank you, Evelyn.
All right. Yeah.
I'm surely not going to fire you after this.
But do we? What do we have left to talk about this film?
Well, I've talked about the wardrobe. I've talked about the character. I just want to say, with the way Jim Carrey walks, it reminds me a lot of the Joker's walk cycle in that one. Is it Arkham Knight DLC where you can play as the Joker? That's all. That's just one more line I wanted to drag in here.
I mean,
Because it is very over the top as well.
I have not played that particular.
Well,
game.
I mean, it's just a DLC. It's not too like you can just look it up. It was a short bit in it, but yeah, nothing all too bad. Yeah, hopefully next time I won't. Next time I'll turn my phone off so that it doesn't. And thank God my ringtone wasn't on. Because if it was on, we would be listening to Rammstein's Mann gegen Mann.
Oh, so we would have also gotten a copyright strike.
Oh, well, we would have to have cut this out. It would have just... But the funny bit, it would have just been Till Lindemann screaming, "Gay guy!" Like that only bit. I've cut it out specifically just to scream that bit.
Yeah.
That's how deep I've fallen down the rabbit hole.
Oh, well.
I still find it funny. I should probably change it though, because it's going to be very inappropriate if it ever happens in a public place. And the people understand German, then it would be even worse.
Yeah. I don't know how, or we're just starting out with the podcast. We're just going to see how big our reach is going to get. Recent episodes should be up. I think we talked about everything.
Yeah, with good movies, there's not a lot to talk about except for just saying how good it is.
I really hope we'll see more of these films in the near future.
Austin Powers is always
is going to be a Metropolis from the 1920s.
Yes, with our first special guest.
Yes, which also will be is freely available on places like YouTube because no one owns the copyright, as far as I understand it. So it's gonna be an intriguing beast. We're probably gonna have to look up which version because there are multiple versions out there.
Well, we can agree on one, I guess. You can tell me the one that you've got, and then I'll watch that.
There's so many, and then maybe who knows? Maybe there are even new ones by this time because they keep adding more to it. But, okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all enjoyed this. Right now, we are pre-recording these shows. Let us know if you want to see these these streams live.
Well, the thing is, if they would be live, you would have people phoning me live on it, and it would be like, oh, dead air. Lovely.
Oh, no, they're just gonna have to turn off your phone and not pick up while we're working.
Well, yes, that would be the easier option. Yeah.
Yes, that would be the easier
Although I've probably told Evelyn to not bother me.
Folks, please let us know your thoughts on that. I hope you enjoy this episode. If you want us to talk about other forgotten movies in the future, let us know. And I think I'm gonna watch Solomon Kane tonight.
Yeah, enjoy that while I go and fire Evelyn.
Yes, you do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this, and we're gonna sign off. And as always,
oh, can I do it this time? Last time you did it. And as always, make it your way. Bye bye.